Always wear clean underwear in case you're in an accident, which I won't be because I can't go 5 steps beyond the porch.
Corey, pull up your pants. Somebody gonna see your nasty little drawers.
Big puppy red things, burning nose, even a face a mother wouldn't look at. Now I'm sure I heard somebody knocking. I know you're shy, but I know a perfect way to get her to notice you.
How?
Yo, Crystal!
No cell phone for a week.
Oh, what am I supposed to do without my cell phone?
Here's some stamps. You can learn how to write a letter to somebody or something. You think I care?
However, I was in a relationship with a guy who I would tell on a regular basis, if we get married, I gotta have a girlfriend, right?
How young is too young for plastic surgery? And would you believe one of Disney's biggest stars went under the knife twice before she even turned 18? Remember that little girl who graced our TV screens on the set of The Cosby Show?
Is that was in Washington?
No.
Then I wanna go there!
Well, she's not so little anymore. Raven might be famous for causing drama on screen, but she's just as good and probably even better at her job when the camera isn't rolling. Did Raven Symone really go out of her way to set Black Twitter on fire, claiming she's not African American?
I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Yeah, you heard that right. It all took place back in 2014 when Raven came out on Oprah Winfrey's show.
Tweet was, "I can finally get married. Yay, government, so proud of you." Wow. That was August 2nd, 2013. So was that your way of coming out? Of saying you were gay?
That was my way of saying I'm proud of the country. But
Yeah.
I mean, an amazing, happy relationship with my partner, a woman.
Someone recently brought up her comments on Bill Maher's show, so she decided to revisit her old demon. But this time, she did it on her podcast, Tea Time with Raven and Miranda, which she hosts with her wife, Miranda Madej.
And the exact words that I said is that I'm an American, not an African American.
During the infamous interview with Oprah Winfrey, Raven explained that she preferred to see herself simply as a human who loves humans, a perspective shaped by her desire to move beyond labels and stereotypes.
I want to be labeled a human who loves humans.
Oprah visibly taken
Oh,
aback.
girl, don't set
get
up
you
the
started.
Twitter on fire.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm
oh,
sorry.
My Lord. What did you just say? Stop the tape right now.
And we all know how Oprah likes a good scandal, if Toni Braxton's story is any indicator. Heck, even Raven's mom had the feeling that Oprah's comments were phrased in such a way that they evoked a provocative response from them. But Raven felt like Oprah was just giving others more room to scrutinize her action. Too bad her coming out story ended up turning into a Raven is over party. But then again, we can't exactly fault Oprah for putting her on the hot seat that night. After all, if there's one thing Raven Symone is known for, it's for bouncing from scandal to scandal.
Raven eventually chose to delete the post saying, quote, "The comments are not something I want my underage followers looking at. I'm not deleting because I don't believe in what I said."
On The View, Raven's bold opinions kept fans and critics on edge. Remember when she wouldn't hire someone with a ghetto name?
You have a position on what people's names should be. Watermelon-dria. I mean, you'll insult people for their names. I'm talking about a government policy that affects all Americans and immigrants and the people living here, and it's harming our country. So you don't follow it? Are you against?
The backlash was immediate and intense, with fans accusing her of betraying her own culture. The internet exploded, and Raven had to issue an apology. But The View wasn't all controversies. She did admit it taught her valuable lessons about public perception and media. "I had to learn when to say less," she laughed, hinting at her sometimes blunt nature.
Hey, Mama! Why's my jam? That I can stop at any time.
So what really happened to America's sweetheart, Raven Symone? And what has the actress been up to? Raven Symone Christina Pierman was born in Atlanta, Georgia, but it didn't take long before little Raven was lighting up TV screens across America. By age 3, she was already on The Cosby Show. And
She gave me her secret powers. Want me to read your palm?
How much?
$5.
from there, her career only blossomed. She became the youngest Black woman to have a show named after her. That's So Raven.
Well, you look like a fine young student. Could you please point me to Miss Professor Kelly's class?
Yeah, one floor down, first door to your left.
Aren't you a nice young man? Look at him drip!
Oh, come on with the pitch, not a chick!
And quickly rose to Disney stardom.
From The Cosby Show to Hanging with Mr. Cooper to That's So Raven. My next guest has been a star since she was 3 years old.
Raven's talent wasn't just limited to acting. She also took on voice acting roles in animations like Kim Possible.
Oh my gosh, how much do you love Cleo's Cargos?
Way much.
You look good in Giza Green.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Kim Possible. This was fun. I enjoyed doing Kim Possible.
While launching an incredible but short-lived musical career.
Some call it magic, and I don't know how.
But fame at that age came at a cost. While other kids were playing with dolls, Raven was in studio dressing rooms, rehearsing lines and dealing with pressures that no kid should face. And she wasn't even given the chance to quit because she became the breadwinner of her family at such an early age. The fact that her parents literally sold everything they had to help little Raven fulfill her dreams also meant that she had to push herself extra hard to ensure that her parents' sacrifice would not be in vain.
My mother and father met in Atlanta. They had me at a young age. They put me into modeling. My mother's favorite show was The Cosby Show. One day, I guess I saw the look on my mom's face and I said, hey, I can do what Rudy can do. They packed up everything and they sold everything they had. They put me in the back of their car and we drove to New York. I auditioned and I got the part. Being on television sets from age 3 till age 30. I'm more comfortable there. I know what lines I'm supposed to say. Somebody else picks my clothes for me.
This also meant that she couldn't risk coming out to avoid negative backlash and avoid being cut off from the rest of the industry. She could just imagine people's reactions. She later went on to say, I knew I couldn't say it out loud because, oh my God, little Olivia's gay? This is crazy. Yep. You heard that right. Raven faced the added pressure of hiding her sexuality while navigating teen stardom. She was in her prime at Disney, but who was the real Raven? And there's more. She had a fake boyfriend. Talk about living a double life.
When I was more aware of my queerness, however, I was in a relationship with a guy who I would tell on a regular basis, if we get married, I gotta have a girlfriend, right?
But that wasn't even the most shocking thing about Raven. There's talk of family conflicts too. Her parents were deeply involved in her career. They didn't steal from her like the parents of most child stars, but the boundaries between parent and manager started to blur. Raven was barely out of diapers when she had to handle grown-up responsibilities.
Very skewed way of understanding that that I'm now an adult. I have a little bit of arrested development when it comes to that. You're super young, you are on a show, you know how much you're making, you know what it comes with, you know all the journeys, you follow rules better than any other child in your age bracket, whether in normal school or not, because it's a television show and this is a business.
Tax talks and intense work schedules. It's no wonder why Raven hid the truth about her sexuality from her parents for so long. Can you imagine a 10-year-old getting worried about her brand? Raven wasn't just restricted in terms of her love interest. She also couldn't allow her true personality to reflect in her music. Raven has opened up in one too many interviews on how she isn't really a good lyricist, so she'd had to enlist help of big names like Missy Elliott to write songs for her first album. She was just 7 for Christ's sakes.
There were some songs in there that I sang, but I wasn't really that good of a singer. Missy Elliott wrote this and a couple other songs on the album.
If you think that's outrageous, what's coming next is about to hit you like a bag of bricks. Raven shocked fans recently when she opened up about something no one expected. At just 16, she was encouraged by her own dad to undergo breast reduction surgery. Yes, you heard that right. In her podcast, she revealed the intense pressure she felt to look a certain way, even though she was just a teenager. He strongly suggested it, Raven shared, adding that the surgery even led to a seizure when she came out of anesthesia. Things got worse after Raven's manager and father figure died, as she didn't know what was next, and she didn't have any hopes that anything would work out.
Raven Symone mourns the death of her father, Christopher Pierman, at 63.
Raven Symone has been open about her struggles with body image, sharing how deeply her insecurities about weight affected her decisions from a young age. Reflecting on her 2 breast reduction surgeries, she revealed that she still has scar tissue to this day from her second procedure, which she felt pressured to undergo due to weight gain after the first surgery.
I had 2 breast reductions and lipo before I turned 18. Did you know that?
I know you knew that.
Just what?
Now, looking back, she encourages women to wait until their bodies fully develop before making drastic changes or to consider therapy as a way to work through their self-image challenges. While she doesn't necessarily regret the surgeries, Raven has mixed feelings about them. Laughing at the memory, she joked about how the reductions may have saved her from what she described as the possibility of breasts hanging to her ankles if they had grown even larger, mentioning how her original concern was reaching a size double Z cup. Years later, in 2022, Raven reunited with her past co-host on The View and opened up about another journey, her recent 40-pound weight loss. She credits her wife Miranda for being her motivation, saying, "What made me want to change was her."
When I started Raven Baxter, Raven's Home, I was 210 pounds. I am now 170. She helped me kick sugar, and I say kick sugar because it is an addictive drug.
Gesturing to her wife, who was beside her during the interview, Raven added, "I want to be here for her as long as I can." But here's the real shocker. Orlando Brown recently shared his views on what happened with Raven Symone, and what he's got to say is bound to leave you feeling in shock.
Raven been going through a lot, bro. She been trying to kill me. She kidnapped my kids, all kind of She been doing some up. So it's kind of hard for her to come out and everybody knows she been doing up.
If there's any iota of truth to what he says, this would totally change the way we view the entertainment industry and child stars as a whole. We all saw the little girl with the high-pitched voice who wasn't afraid to say whatever came to mind.
No, you don't. Everybody knows that the stork brings the baby.
But behind the scenes, Raven was starting to feel the child star curse, the pressure, the disassociation, even bouts of depression. In her own words, it's not all glitter and glam. And if that wasn't enough, Raven's life took another turn when she married Miranda Madej. She's candid about her wife, admitting that marriage helped her grow and finally find someone who supported her quirks and vulnerabilities. The two now appear to be happily living their truth. Behind that sunny smile, Raven was facing immense pressure. Producers on The Cosby Show allegedly told her she was getting fat.
She says the body shaming started much younger than you may have thought.
When she was only 7 years old. Can you imagine? A child star told to watch her weight before she even knew what a calorie was. This was just the start of a life of hiding parts of herself, hiding her feelings, and eventually hiding her true identity. Her personal life became even more complicated as she entered her teens. As Raven discovered her sexuality, she felt forced to keep it a secret. Back then, coming out as queer was almost career suicide in Hollywood, and she feared it could ruin her career. By age 12, Raven already understood what she could and couldn't say. A lot for a preteen to bear alone. When she finally did come out as queer, it wasn't on her terms. Someone outed her before she was ready.
Someone told the press that my girlfriend was with me at the time, outed me before I outed me.
She later revealed this betrayal felt like her worst fears coming to life. Sad, right? The industry took her childhood away so much that even now she struggles to remember her life outside of the spotlight. And the scandals didn't stop there. The Cheetah Girls brought a new wave of fame and drama.
Think about what, Doe? They're puppets. I mean, now at least we can be down for the talent show, and if we win, we can still have our demo.
Not only was Raven the only Cheetah Girl who didn't quite fit into the girl group vibe, but she never worked with an all-girl cast before. When she starred in the Cheetah Girls,
but I promise you will get your time with Cheetah Girls. Oh, we trust you get our story right, but
she experienced something totally new, working with an all-girl cast.
But I had never worked with an all-girl cast before. I love you, Adrian. I love you so much.
I mean, could you imagine all the scandals that were just waiting to happen? Trying to keep your sexuality under the lid while you're working closely with a team of girls. That's insane. After years of hiding, Raven finally took control. She left Hollywood, went to college, and slowly began to confront her past. She talked openly about struggling with disassociation in therapy, finally dealing with the emotional scars left by years of fame. When she returned to television with Raven's Home, She came back on her own terms. This time, she wasn't afraid to show her true self. Raven's estimated net worth is around $40 million, but her impact goes beyond money. She's paved the way for countless young stars, showing them that they too can overcome the pressures of fame. Raven will probably be remembered by older audiences for her heartwarming performance in The Cosby Show and That's So Raven, although younger audiences are more likely to connect with Raven's home. Today, Raven is happier, openly married to her wife, Miranda Madej, and still making headlines for all the right reasons. She's also working on a book and a game show called Celebrity Scrabble Showdown.
You are hosting Scrabble on the CW because CW.
She's excited.
Yeah,
She was so excited.
Yeah, it's so good for you. It's part of a game night on the CW. They're doing an entire game night.
Yep. And even jokes about people mispronouncing her name.
I've been saying Raven Symone.
And you know what? Please still call me that. I don't mind it because if you want to call me by my government name,
all right,
it's Raven Symone.
She's got her hands full, but it's all part of the new Raven. Open, authentic, and unapologetically herself.